that gathers some of the finest junior drivers in the world, looking to make their mark and end this season on a high, with plenty of aspirations, of course, to come in the new year just ahead of us. This sprint race is in its final stretch, with 50 points up in these final two races, with every driver here looking to finish in the best positions ever, as we see a live footage of the drivers preparing to do battle here on this glorious Sunday morning here in Sepang. Well, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we are bound for an exciting race that is set to unfold ahead of us. Yesterday's race was a tantalizing race that was won by Rashid Al-Dahiri of Team Prima Racing, Jack Beaton taking second spot, and Dorian Pin, also from Prima Racing, completing the podium spot. Well, this race is so unique in its format because we are going to have a reverse starting grid. That means the driver that has finished 10th yesterday will start in pole position, and that driver would be Peter Bauzinelos, who will start in pole, followed by Fu Yu Zhao. And in third place, we will have Kevin Xiao. In fourth, we will have Nicholas Stati, followed by Enzo Ye. Kai Daryanani takes sixth spot. In seventh place, we will have Keen Nakamura Berta. And in row 5, we will have Dorian Pin alongside Jack Beaton. Our champion in yesterday's race, Rashid Al-Dahiri, will sit in row 5 along with Inigo Anton. And row 6 will be made out of Wang Zhongwei alongside Zhang Yu. And behind him will be Rui Kumita, and followed by Lincoln Taylor. In 16th spot, sitting in row 8, will be Lu Yi. And Liu Kai-shun, who did not have the best of races yesterday after his car stalled by the track, he will be starting in row 9. So 17 drivers in total looking to do battle here to stake the claim for this particular race 2 of the Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship. So I can tell you that these cars are ready to do battle. There will be a 10-minute board, followed by a 5-minute board, followed by a 3-minute board, and a 1-minute board. And then we will go to a 15-second board before these 17 drivers begin their formation lap. And then they will begin to do battle over 12 laps. So we are bound for an exciting race here. This is, of course, the third venue of this Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship. This season began at the Zhuzhou International Circuit in China in October, before heading to the Macau circuit for an invitational race that was 3 weeks ago. And this is the final venue. There was 2 races that happened last week, rather 3 races that happened over last week, and there was 1 race that happened yesterday, and here we are for the final 2 races. So just to give you some of the results that has transpired in Sepang last week, it was a complete domination from Frenchman Hadrien David, who won all 3 races to get himself 75 points. Hadrien David, of course, from the Team RA's GP, but he is currently second in the standings. Our leader is, of course, Jack Beaton from Team AGI Sport. He tops the standings with 105 points, followed by Hadrien on 75 points. Tiago Rodriguez of the Asia Racing Team is on 51 points, alongside Kevin Xiao, also from the Asia Racing Team, and promising Anglo-Japanese driver Keen Nakamura Berta of Prima Racing is in 48 8 points, followed by Enzo Ye of Asia Racing Team on 44 points. So that is your top 5. Of course, this championship is Jack Beaton's to lose. He currently heads the standings by a whopping 30 points. But having said that, there is still so much to play for, so much to ride for. All these drivers, of course, looking to jostle for positions and final 2 races. As we see the pit crew just completing some final works on the machines of this car. Just to give you some context of the format of this race, this is of course a single-seater junior championship. Drivers must be at least 15 years old of age, and they must hold an FIA International C license or a national license issued by their respective domestic motorsport association. Now, to create a level competitive playing field, all drivers are competing in the same car, which is the Tatus F4 Gen 2 cars. And this car is of course powered by an Auto Technica Motori prepared Fiat Abarth turbocharged 1400cc 160 horsepower engine. So all these cars are of the same make. It just boils down to the capability and the driving skills of all these junior drivers. And the Sepang circuit is an attraction of its own. It is 5.543 kilometers. It is made up of 15 corners and 8 straights, as we see the 3-minute board go up. So 3 minutes left for these drivers to basically begin their journey in race 2. They will of course start with a formation lap where they will go 1 lap around this 5.543 kilometer circuit before taking their starting positions, and right after that we will go green. So to give you some context, this circuit, as I mentioned, is made up of 15 corners and 8 straights. Turn 1, I can assure you, itself provides the first test for these drivers because it is a sharp right bend. And from then on, it will take you through several sweeping corners. After turn 6, the track heads back towards the pit. Turn 9 will mark the start of some very technical driving, as the drivers will navigate through to 6 tricky turns, and they will then head into the final 2 back straights of turn 14 and 15. So essentially, this track is made out of plenty of sweeping corners, and in that scene, it will also provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and we have seen plenty of overtaking opportunities happen throughout the course of this race here at the Sepang International Circuit. I have to say the weather has been absolutely glorious. It has been dry and it's really clear skies made out for perfect racing conditions. As you can see, all the drivers getting ready. After this, we would see another board go up, and there it is, the 1-minute board, which means all the drivers will now have to start their engines and pit crew members will have to leave the track. As you can see, they are duly doing so, leaving the track and letting the drivers get down to business. Safety car just lined up behind both files of cars. Safety car, of course, will be the monitor of the formation lap, and it will guide these drivers to 1 lap. There we have it. The 15-second board goes up before these drivers begin their formation lap. So very unique format here. Peter Bauzinelos in pole position, having finished in 10th. As we see these drivers embark on their formation lap now. They will of course go in a zigzag formation just to get some heat up on those tires. really to get the engines warmed up and be set for racing. Race 2, penultimate race weekend here. So to give you the classification once again, Peter Bauzinelos in pole position, followed by Fu Yu Zhao of Pinnacle Motorsport, Kevin Xiao, Nicholas Tati, Enzo Ye, Kai Daryanani, Keen Nakamura Berta, Dorian Pin, Jack Beaton. Your winner yesterday, Rashid Al-Dahiri, Inigo Anton, Wang Zhongwei, Zhang Yu, Rui Kumita, Lincoln Taylor, Lu Yi and Liu Kai-shun. These are your competing drivers here in race 2 as they embark on this formation lap. They will of course return to the starting grid, and from then on we will stand by to go green. Sepang circuit, of course, graced by some of the finest drivers in the world. Not too long ago, it also hosted the F1, and of course this F4 is the first step to get into that hallowed Formula 1 scene for all these drivers who mainly are coming from go-karting scene. They are all very experienced go-karters, be it on the domestic scene and also international scene. All of them come from extensive go-karting background, and they are all champions in some right. A lot of them have been champions in their domestic circuit, and here they are to test their mettle against some of the best in the world. This Formula 4 championship, of course, is also highly revered across the world. It is held in many different countries, including Italy, Spain, Britain and also France. And it's just so magnificent, you know, to see this championship return to Southeast Asian shores. It gives a platform for all these young drivers to come and test themselves in a different climate, in a different environment, but essentially hone their driving skills. As you can see, they are all just now heading back to the starting grid to do battle. They will now take their positions, and we will be ready to go green soon, ladies and gentlemen. As they just get lined up, taking their respective positions. We are set to go green anytime soon. Stand by. And we're off. Ladies and gentlemen, the race 2 of this Formula 4 Southeast Asian Championship has kicked off as we see these drivers jostling for positions. Heading into turn 1. Clean start so far as they come through that bend. Turn 1, and right away they will head into turn 2. Give you the classifications right now as we see them heading into turn 3 and turn 4. I can tell you that Jack Beaton is currently in 2nd place. And we have Kevin Xiao. Kevin Xiao is currently in the lead. Did really well to overtake Peter Bauzinelos at the start. And he is your current leader. In hot pursuit is Jack Beaton, looking to put the heat on him as they come through to turn 5 and 6. There we have Keen Nakamura Berta, who was unfortunate to finished just outside the podium finishers. He will be looking for some redemption, but keep a close eye at the battle at the top right now. Kevin Xiao of Asia Racing Team leads this pack, followed closely by Jack Beaton. You can see there car number 8, Dorian Pin, who also had a magnificent race yesterday. She, of course, took 3rd place, really held off the challenge of Akid Nakamura Bertha, and she'll be looking to do the same as well here this morning, as we see most of these drivers. Oh, there is a stalled car there, just went stationary for a while. That car, I can tell you, is Liu Yi of the Asia Racing Team, as we see these drivers coming through to turn 15 for the completion of the first lap. Still led by Kevin Xiao, who has done really well for himself. A magnificent start to overtake Peter Bauzinelos, and Jack Beaton looking to try and make moves. Will he be able to do it on the outside? Kevin Xiao just keeping that lead intact, and Jack will try again from the inside. Will he be able to do it? Looks like he almost has. Kevin Xiao once again doing brilliantly well just to keep him at bay and keep that lead intact. It is not much of a lead, I can assure you that. Jack will try again. He is, of course, the championship leader, and Jack has done it. An expert move to cut Kevin Xiao at that corner as these drivers head into turn 4 and 5 now. So we have a new leader. Jack Beaton of the AGI Sport is currently in 1st place. See, braking there, and ooh, I think there was some collision. Oh, several cars colliding, and that's car number 88, Kai Daryanyani, one of the vehicle that got himself tangled there. It is getting really, really intense right now, as we see Jack Beaton. I can tell you there is some changes now in the classification as well. Of course, things have changed since the start of the race. As you can see, Jack Beaton still leading the racing pack. Kevin Xiao in 2nd place. And in 3rd place, you have Nicholas Stati. And that's car number 14. That was the other car that had tangled earlier. Car number 14 is, of course, your champion yesterday, Rashid Al-Dahiri. What a blow. And we might see the yellow flag come up soon because of that collision between Kai Daryanyani and also Rashid Al-Dahiri. Now, once the yellow flag comes out, we will, of course, go into a reduced speed. As we see the highlights here, a collision in turn 5. There you have it. Just swerved off there. You can see both those cars. Car number 88, Kai Daryanyani, and Rashid Al-Dahiri. I can tell you that Kai Daryanyani's car is already in pit. And there we have it. The safety car has been deployed. And what we will have now is essentially reduced speed racing. No overtaking. All these drivers will have to drive in a single file and follow the safety car until the cars that were on track earlier, stalled on track earlier, they are removed. And once the safety car decides that we are ready to resume racing, only then it will drop off and normal racing can resume once again. So we are in a yellow, full course yellow at this point with the safety car being deployed. These drivers will, of course, be eager to get back to business, but they will have to be patient. Collisions are You do not want them to happen, but it is one of the occupational hazards. And as a result, right now we will see a reduced racing speed as we see car number 14, that's Rashid Al-Dahiri. That is probably the end of the race for him as the race marshals prepare to tow his car. As we look back at the highlights, it was, of course, you can see there Kevin Xiao really making the moves on Peter Bauzinelos to take the early lead, and he did really well for himself just to take the initiative as these drivers headed into turn 1 and turn 2. It was a fairly clean start, I have to say. No real jostling or bumps and shunts. They all got into positions really well, and Jack Beaton was soon in second place, looking to make moves. As we come back to live pictures here, it is still a full course yellow. We will get back to normal racing once the safety car drops off. As we see, that is car number, I will get you confirmation on that car. That is probably a Kai Darya Yanis car. So two cars earlier on in collision with each other, but the drivers, I can assure you, they are okay. It's just that the cars were stalled and they may be out of contention. So we are still in safety mode as the safety car is still on track. As you can see, the yellow flag being waved, still very much in a reduced speed. This is not racing, this is essentially going back to warm-up mode, as these drivers just now have to refocus once again. They have to get their mindset aligned once again, their focus aligned, before they prepare to do battle again. It is, of course, a testament of sorts to the capability. It's not only a physical thing, you know, you are in that car with all that G-force and you're contending against not just yourself but against other drivers as well. As we see, that is Kin Nakamura Berta. Really unfortunate for the Prima Racing driver. He's also taken out of this race. So I can tell you that there is two drivers who will not complete this race. That is Kin Nakamura Berta, whose car you saw being towed, and also our winner, yesterday's winner, Rashid Al-Dahiri. Kai Darya Nani, who was also involved in that little bus stop earlier, he will most likely resume racing. So we are down to 15 cars at this point as the safety car getting ready to do battle here. Jack Beaton, of course, in that lead. For a lot of the championships, safety car plays a real prominent role to ensure that the track is free of any debris, is free of any obstacles, ensuring the track is in pristine condition for racing. And we can't thank the safety car enough. Really one of the pivotal figures of every championship, at least here at the Sepang International Circuit. These drivers know that. They know they have to adhere to the rules and regulations. As you can see, safety car just preparing to, perhaps maybe it will drop off soon once it decides that we are safe to go back to racing. There is your current leader and championship leader, Jack Beaton of the AGI Sport. Jack Beaton, of course, winning 2 races in the Zhuzhou International Circuit in China. he will look to consolidate his position at the top by trying to finish this race as champion. Can see that no overtaking is happening just yet, which means safety car is still out there. It is still being deployed. These drivers, I'm sure, are eager, and we may be getting back to business. We are back. It is green now as Jack Beaton picks up from where he left off. As they come through to turn 1, tailed very closely. Ooh, looking to make moves there. Kevin Zhao looking to reclaim that lead. Will he be able to do it on the inside? No. Oh, and because of that, he hit the back tire of Jack Beaton. Give you confirmation on what happened to Kevin Zhao there, but for Jack Beaton, it is business as usual. He won't mind it at all because he is still at the top, leading the championship. We'll get you confirmation on Kevin Zhao's position there. We see these drivers coming through to turn 4 and 5. And there we have it, Kevin Zhao's car as a result of that shunt against Jack Beaton's car. And Dorian Pin is in second place because of that collision from Kevin Zhao. Dorian Pin, who finished third yesterday, is now in hot pursuit of Jack Beaton. Will she be able to catch up to that AGI Sport driver? We see car number 96 looking to make moves. That's Kevin Zhao. Kevin Zhao's car is okay. As we trail the leader, I stand corrected, ladies and gentlemen. Our race leader is Peter Bauzinelos. As we go back to the replay, perhaps to see what happened earlier. We see the safety car perhaps might be deployed once again because of that collision that happened earlier. And we might go back to a full course yellow. There we have it. The safety car is back on track. And we are now going back to a full course yellow. So again, a reduced speed racing. These drivers will have to adhere to the safety car protocol. They will have to tail the safety car. It was so unfortunate because we had just got back to racing earlier, as we saw Peter Bauzinelos taking the early lead, and I can tell you that now Nicholas Stati of AGI Sport is currently in the lead. No overtaking here. In second place, we have Dorian Pin. Jack Beaton is in third place. Inigo Anton in fourth. Fu Yu Hao in fifth. Lincoln Taylor in sixth place. Wang Zhongwei in seventh. Liu Kai Shun in eighth. Rui Kumita in ninth place. Enzo Ye in 10th. Zhang Yu in 11th. Lu Yi in 12th. Kai Daryanani is still in track, still racing. He's in 13th place. Peter Bauzinelos is on his out lap as we see the race marshals being deployed. This is why we are back to a full course yellow, because of that stalled vehicle by that side of the track. We see there Rui Kumita of the BMAX racing team also looking to stake his claim here. Safety car will of course be deployed right up until we are safe for racing condition once again. Safety is of the paramount here in this championship and in any championship. Actually, car number 12 there, Zhang Yu of the Asia Racing team. Zhang Yu is of course 12th in the Drivers' Championship. So this F4 Southeast Asia Championship is made up of a couple of categories. We have the Drivers' Championship, we have the Rookies' Championship, and we also have the Teams' Championship. Jack Beaton, of course, leading the Drivers' Championship. The Rookies' Championship currently led by Kevin Zhao. And as for the Teams' Championship, Asia Racing team currently leads the standings on 134 points. As we see live pictures of the safety car still on track, we are still in yellow mode, which means no overtaking, as we see that car of Kevin Zhao being towed away. Another unfortunate mishap for Kevin Zhao, who was in hot pursuit of Peter Bauzinelos, and in his attempt to overtake, hit the back of Bauzinelos' vehicle, and as a result he spun off the grid and had his car stalled. So safety car will take this now. 15 drivers through to another lap, just as we begin to warm up once again for the resumption of this race. Of course, when safety car is deployed, it is counted as part of a lap. We are essentially halfway through at this point, 6 laps in. We have another 6 laps to go. Reduce a racing mode at this point. So we can see the safety car coming through to turn 5. And 6. When it decides that we are ready to go once again, we are safe for pristine racing conditions, the safety car will drop off and we will go back to green. We are just being on standby. These drivers are being on standby, as we see there. Enzo Ye has done well for himself. Enzo Ye. Of course, taking second spot in last week's race, Enzo. Again, just looking at these live pictures, the weather is definitely working in the favor of all these drivers. Clear skies, a dry track. All that's left to do is just get back to racing. Perhaps we might see the safety car dropping off after this lap. So car number 15 there, Nicholas Stati of the AGI Sport, will resume the race as your latest leader. Dorian Pin sits right behind him in second place. Jack Beaton of the AGI Sport as well in third place. So we see the yellow flag being waved by the race marshal, which means there is still another lap of safety car. So no overtaking, everybody driving in a single file. It is essentially a warm-up mode for this 15 drivers. So just to recap some of the results that had happened last weekend, Hadrian David bagging 75 points to put himself in second place. And we are back to live racing, ladies and gentlemen, as we see Nicholas Stati now trying to defend that lead. He's of course, being tailed hardly by Dorian Pin. Jack Beaton in third place. We have a battle on our hands. Dorian Pin, will she be able to take that top spot? Starty doing well to defend that racing line. And don't forget, Jack Beaton eyeing both the competitors in front of him as they come through to turn 4 and now turn 5. This is one of the sweeping corners that I mentioned, ideal for overtaking opportunities. It did not happen there. Starty hangs on to his lead. Dorian Pin, of course, a podium finisher just yesterday, looking to end on the podium once again. Will she be able to make moves? Not just yet. We are in lap 7 now. 5 more laps to go. Still plenty of time for these drivers to really jostle for the best positions, as we see Rui Kumita there. He is currently in 9th spot. Rui Kumita of the B-Max Racing team. All these drivers are capable of going up to speeds of 150 plus kilometers an hour as they come through to yet another lap. I can tell you that Nicholas Starty is still in the lead. That car number 15 there, or rather turn 14 coming into turn 15. We are coming to yet another lap. There we have it. That is a completion of lap 7. We are now into lap 8. As you can see, Dorian Pin going wide, trying to make moves. Will she be able to? Starty defending really well, ensuring there is no gaps, no stones left unturned in his bid to keep that pole position. Car number 78 that you see there is Lincoln Taylor of the Black Arts Racing. Dorian Pin will not give this up in 2nd place. So Lincoln Taylor also looking to make moves. But we are, of course, now looking at a top 3 of... oh, we have a stalled car there. Yet another stalled car. We'll get you confirmation on who that driver is. But as we see, Nicholas Starty of the AGI Sport still in the lead. Now, Nicholas Starty has lapped a time of 2 minutes and 11 seconds. He is not the fastest, but that doesn't matter. He is currently your race leader. That is the most important stat. Tailed hotly by Dorian Pin, who actually lapped faster than Starty. She lapped at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So she's going really fast as well, looking to claw back that precious seconds and make up ground. Jack Beaton, your championship leader in current podium position. And we will have another full course yellow because of this stalled vehicle. And safety car will be deployed yet again for the 3rd time as these drivers come through to yet another lap. As you can see, I'll get you confirmation on who is that. So unfortunate for yet another driver. To be taken out of the race, but these things happen in any form of racing, including the Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship. We are, of course, now back to full course yellow as you see the safety car being deployed. We will go back to that stationary car to get the vehicle off track and ensure, and even medical car is being deployed. Really hope that that driver is okay. I saw him get out of the vehicle. So safety car and the medical car out there now, and that is Zhang Yu. I can now just confirm of the Asia Racing Team, car number 14. Really unfortunate for Zhang Yu. As you can see, some of the car debris on track. Really unfortunate for Zhang Yu. We have now 4 drivers who would not complete this race. Rashid Al-Dahiri, Kin Nakamura, Berta, Kevin Xiao were earlier taken out because of collisions and stalled vehicles. And the latest is Zhang Yu. We wish him all the best. We just hope that he's okay. That is most important. Safety. Hope that he's fine. Car can be repaired and restored. That is not a problem. But the safety of the drivers is, of course, paramount. Just hope that he will be okay. As we see the safety car coming through the track, and just ensuring that debris and everything is cleared. This was your earlier race leader, Peter Bauzinelos. He was, of course, he started at pole position, swiftly overtaken by Kevin Xiao, and Bauzinelos reclaimed his lead soon after. But as of this point, this is your race leader, car number 15, Nicholas Tati of the AGI Sport. As we see Zhang Yu's car being towed away. Yet another car that unfortunately will not be able to complete this race. So as of now, we have 13 cars on track. They are Nicholas Tati, Dorian Pin, Jack Beaton, Lincoln Taylor, Inigo Anton, Fu Yuzhao, Enzo Ye, Wang Zhongwei, Peter Bauzinelos, Liu Kaixun, Rui Kumita, Kai Daryanani, Lu Yi Zhang, and Lu Yi. Yes. So these are your current drivers that are on track. We are still in full course yellow as we wait for the safety car to drop off, and I can tell you that the race will still trail this safety car. So we see the safety car still really guiding this field. Nicholas Tati did really well for himself. He, of course, started this race in the second row. He started in 4th position, but got himself right back on top. There were plenty of changes at the top. We had Peter Bauzinelos, of course, starting at pole, and then Kevin Xiao took the lead for a while, and soon it was reclaimed by Nicholas Tati. So I can give you confirmation, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a premature ending to this race. It has ended after 10 laps. And your champion, as a result, is Nicholas Tati from the AGI Sport, that finished in 1st place. Dorian Pin claims her 2nd consecutive podium spot. Dorian Pin from Prima Racing. Jack Beaton also among the podium finishers in 3rd place. Lincoln Taylor from Black Arts Racing in 4th place. Inigo Anton in 5th place. Fu Yu Zhao taking 6th spot. Enzo Ye finishing in 7th. Wang Zhong Wei in 8th place. Peter Bauzinelos in 9th. Liu Kai Shun in 10th. Rui Kumita in 11th. Kai Daryanani in 12th. And Lu Yi in 13th place. This is a premature ending. We were supposed to go all the way to 12 laps, but it had to be cut short because of that final car being stalled on the grid, and perhaps the race organizers decided it was best to end this race earlier. So a premature ending to this race, an incident-filled race nonetheless. Plenty of thrills and spills right from the first lap, and we are, of course, came to the end of the second round. I can assure you that there will be one more race left to go in this championship. We are, of course, we will have the final race of the championship happening later in the afternoon. So do tune in and join us for that. For now, I am signing off. Have a good morning. As we see the drivers coming through to turn 1 and 2. It was going to be an incident-filled race, as we see Bauzinelos trailing there. And that was your first collision between Kai Daryanani and also Rashid, or rather this was Kin Nakamura Berta, the first two cars to be taken out. And Jack Beaton, car number 45, looking to make moves. He would end up in the podium finishes. You can see two cars. It was Rashid Al-Dahiri and also Kin Nakamura Berta's cars that were taken out as we went back to green after that. And it was car number 46, Peter Bauzinelos, who reclaimed the lead, but it wasn't to be for a long time. Kevin Zhao, as a result of that collision, was taken out as well. It won't be long before Nicholas Tati would reclaim that lead, as we saw the full course yellow before we went back to green. Again, this would not last for long as well. So we can see jostling of positions at the top. Dorian Pin sandwiched behind both those AGI Sport drivers. And there we have it. That was your final car which was taken out. That was a Zhang Yu's car. Really unfortunate to have 4 cars taken out. And as a result, Nicholas Tati would stroll to victory as your latest champion in first spot. And Dorian Pin taking second spot. Jack Beaton taking third spot. The safety car would be deployed until the end of the race. We, of course, did not manage to go all 12 laps. The race was ended in 10 laps, and it was a premature ending. But nonetheless, AGI Sport will be happy. They finished as champions through Nicholas Tati and Jack Beaton, of course, in third place. Dorian Pin from Team Prima Racing in second place. So we will be back in a couple of hours for the final race of this championship. See you. Thank you.